Hey everyone, I'm not KC, and today I'm bringing you another video of one of my favorite guns in Tarkov, the DT MDR, the 5.56 version. This gun's a pretty great option for in between if you don't want to go super cheap and you don't want to go super meta. It still uses some really good ammo for high lethality, and it also has some really good stats on it. You don't need to spend a whole lot of money building it out, making it super awesome. So it's a good option to have for those in-between raids where you don't want to be super weak, but you also don't have the money to spend to make this super meta gun. So I enjoy using it. I really like it. If you enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate if you like the video. I'd also, if you're new to the channel, I'd also appreciate if you subscribe. I'm trying to grow my channel around Tarkov videos and things like that. I've enjoyed playing Tarkov a lot, and the extra exposure and for the Twitch algorithm would be, or our YouTube algorithm would be really appreciated, guys. But without further ado, let's get into the video breakdown. All right, so here is the DT MDR, the 5.56 version. This is my go-to 5.56 rifle for when I need to build one and I'm looking to just do kind of a budget run or something like that. I'll take this gun out into a raid rather than building an M4 or an AK-101, because this weapon is a lot cheaper to build, and the reason for that is because there's not as much modifications you can do to this gun. You can do the foregrip, the suppressor compensator, and the scope or sight, as well as just magazines. But that's it. That's all you get to change on this. There's not a whole lot of modifications you get to make, and therefore it just makes it a cheap gun to build. But having the cheaper modifications on, or less modifications on it, means you can't really get all the stats super low. But this gun still performs well with a 65 ergonomics and a 63 recoil. I find that the ergonomics on this are pretty snappy. They feel good, and yeah, you can get, and you can also get lower stats. The attachments I'm using aren't like the best of best, but they are really good like attachments for the price that give you comparable stats, I find. All right, so let's take a look at the attachments that I use and how much they cost. So let's go edit preset. It's a beautiful looking gun too. I just love it. So we're gonna turn all this stuff on, and so yeah, I just use the angle foregrip, the M-Lock version. That way I don't have to buy a rail and another foregrip. But if you wanted to, sometimes it's a little cheaper to go this route. You do lose, I think, one ergonomics, but you still get the 63 recoil instead of 65. But instead of getting 65, you get 64. So if you want to go this route, or if you have some of these laying around, that's a good option. But I like to go this route because it's just easier. It's just one attachment instead of two. Makes it easier to build out. My go-to suppressor on the 5.56 weapons, the suppressor compensator combos are always going to give you kind of your best recoil performance, and since I play solo, I always use the suppressor anyway. My go-to suppressor is the Surefire Monster. So that takes the war comp attachment and then attach the monster to it. You could go with the tan version. It does give you a better recoil, but it also like knocks your ergonomics down too, so it's very minuscule for this build. And then finally, I go with a sight on here. Sometimes I'll go with a scope. If I do a scope, I'll do something a little different, but my go-to sight is the EKP 818. Like I've mentioned in a couple other videos, this sight doesn't have as much reticle sway to it in terms of like the red dot just going to nowhere in the sight view. It is a little fuzzy, so it's not like the best, but for the best bang for the buck though, this is it. So yeah, here is the loadout. Here's what I choose. Here's what I do. Taking a look at what the price is for it, and we're looking at just over 110,000 rubles to build out this gun in total. The MDR usually sits at around 56,000 rubles. I think this is kind of the average, but I would imagine varies from here up or down. But you're still looking at a very competent build for not a whole lot of rubles. It's actually why I think it makes it a really great budget weapon to use, especially if you don't know what you want to use, or if you want to build a gun, if you don't want to build one expensive but you still want it to have some really good stats or lethality. This is a gun that you should check out.